Today, we have a truly shocking and deeply disturbing story to discuss. Before we jump into this very disturbing video, I do want to go ahead and give a trigger warning right now because a lot of the information shared in this video will be uncomfortable to hear, at least it was for me. We're going to delve into the recent arrest of Ruby Frank, a well-known YouTuber famous for her channel 8 Passengers, and the heart-wrenching CA charges that have come to light. While this video was extremely hard for me to make, I do believe that it is very important to bring awareness to these types of situations as they do occur in real life and not just in movies and TV shows. But before we get into the details, if you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the notification bell so you stay updated on stories like this. Let's jump right into it. Ruby Frank and her family, who have been the faces of the popular YouTube channel 8 Passengers, find themselves in the midst of a horrifying ordeal that seems straight out of a nightmare. It all began when authorities were called to investigate a horrible incident. According to reports, a child managed to escape from a residence associated with the Frank family and desperately ran to a neighbor's house seeking help. What they found was nothing short of horrifying. The child, whose identity remains undisclosed for privacy reasons, was in dire need, pleading for food and water. But what made the situation truly heart-wrenching was the discovery of duct tape on the child's wrist and ankles. Alarmed and concerned for the child's safety, the neighbors contacted authorities immediately. Ruby has gone on platforms to openly discuss the harsh punishment she gives her children when they are forgetful. Take a look at this clip.
She said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? This happens quite often when you're raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch, and it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with lunch. But I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
The neighbors described the child as severely malnourished with visible open wounds, all while being bound with duct tape on their ankles and wrists. Local authorities were quick to label it as an extreme case of neglect and malnourishment. Take a look at what someone had to say about this on Twitter. I just read some of the articles the news put out. I only know about the condition of 2 of the 4 kids, a 12-year-old boy and his 9-year-old girl, and the news is hardcore downplaying what was done. To the benefit of the news, it is the stuff of a nightmare fuel. Heavy cult-like stuff was going on in the name of God. The 12-year-old boy somehow escaped and is the real hero of the story. From what we were told about the girl, malnutrition is the least of the concerns. This lets us know that things are certainly a lot worse than we think. The child was quickly rushed to the hospital for urgent medical attention. However, the nightmare did not end there. Further investigation led to the discovery of another malnourished child within the same household who too was taken to the hospital under the protective custody of law enforcement. Amidst these distressing events, Ruby Frank chose not to cooperate with police and instead requested legal counsel, a lawyer. As a result, she has been ordered to be held without bail in the Washington County Jail. This shocking development has left many people stunned and baffled. Ruby Frank's sister, who had previously expressed concerns about her association with Connections, released a joint statement on their Instagram account. They expressed their relief that the children are now in a safe environment and emphasized the necessity of Ruby and her partner's arrest. Here's what she had to say. For the last 3 years, we have kept quiet on the subject of our sister Ruby Frank for the sake of her children. behind the public scene, we have done everything we could to try and make sure the kids were safe. We wouldn't feel right about moving forward with regular content without addressing the most recent events. Once we do, we will not be commenting on it further. Ruby was arrested, which needed to happen. Jody was arrested, which needed to happen. The kids are now safe, which is the #1 priority. What adds to the chilling nature of this situation is that Ruby Frank and her family have built a substantial following on their YouTube channel, 8 Passengers. They provided parenting advice and shared their lives with their audience, many of whom looked up to them for guidance and support. Now, a lot of people are saying that because they had such a huge following and that Ruby oftentimes posted the CA on their channels, people should have been aware of this a long time ago. They say that the neglect has been going on for years. Take a look at this clip here.
To tell you this, honey, but unless you find a friend who's willing to share some of their food with you, I don't think you're going to be able to eat. But if you're not responsible for your lunch and your lunch money, that's the natural consequence. And I'm really sorry you're learning this the hard way. I will have a wonderful, yummy snack. Just hang in there today and just make up your mind. You're going to be really careful and make sure you grab your stuff when you go to school next time. And maybe you have a good friend who will share some of their sandwich with you or something. Russell, I'm really sorry. He sounded like he was going to cry.
The revelation of these arrests has prompted Ruby's oldest daughter, Sherry, to reach out to community for help in gathering video evidence related to her family's content. She's asking for any concerning material from their YouTube videos since earlier this year, 8 Passengers YouTube channel was taken down. Regarding Ruby Frank's husband, Kevin, there's been limited information about his involvement in this situation. His attorney mentioned that his primary focus is on ensuring the children remain together under his fatherly care. Overall, this is an incredibly distressing and heart-wrenching story that is so difficult to comprehend. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the children involved in this situation, and we hope they receive the care, support, and love they need during this trying time. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more detailed updates on stories like this. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.